Hi friend, how are you? I'm Pat Sloan and this is Magical May. Yes, Magical Quilting May. We are doing challenges again in May. Do you like these challenges? I'm kind of loving them. I'm thinking that it is a really interesting way to every day have a little something that you think about for your quilting because it keeps us sort of focused on it rather than letting our mind go crazy, and there's so many other things that can get us distracted. So I like putting this down and every day talking to you about something about quilting. So did you guess what today might be? Because it is a dark and stormy night. It's about books. Yes, don't you think that's the best way to start a book? It's a dark and stormy night, and then you have to find out what's going on in the story. So there are books out there that are novels. This is what I'm talking about. Not technique books like I write. I'm talking about quilting novels, books that are a story written with a theme of quilting within it. Probably the best known quilting novelist is Jennifer Cheverini. And have you read her books? There's a lot of them. She's written a lot of books, and some of them she even has some companion books with patterns in them. Emily Richards did a whole series, of Shenandoah Valley, which is here in Virginia. And at the time that she wrote those books, she was living just down the street from me, my friend Emily Richards. And so she and I actually did a sew-along thing with one of her trilogy books that was not a quilting book, but we sort of made a quilting project to go with it. And she is a quilt maker. She and her husband have retired down to Florida, so she lives down there now. And she's not retired. She's an author. She just keeps writing. She's written tons, I don't know, like 80, 90, 100 and something novels. She's very prolific. But there was a segment of them with quilting. Another author for quilting, and I want you to tell me, hold on, because I am going to tell you what I'm going to be doing. So Carol Dean I interviewed, and she sent me some of her hard copy books, and she started writing after she retired. She worked in the elder care. I don't remember exactly what she did for elder care, but she worked in that area, and so her books are all themed around people who are retired, and so she pulls on a lot of the things she told me that were her everyday experiences with working with her clients and her customers through her job in elder care. So these are the first couple that she did, which were I think she self-printed some of them, and then C&T picked up her books and started printing them. Now I generally read, when I interviewed her, she mailed me these, and when I generally read on my Kindle. So I read 99% of the things, no, probably about 90% of the things I read on my Kindle. So she has all her books on Kindle as well. And she told me that for her books, it's great if you read them in sequence, because she said one of the things, she goes, I'm going to be honest, they get better. She goes, I'm a better writer as I learn the craft of writing. So that is the beauty of people who self-publish. They can get that out there, get their craft out there, and start to build an audience. They're very fun. They're a light mystery, so there's a little bit of mystery in there. They're very, very fun. So what I want to do is create a list of authors who have written books with quilting in it. Marie Boswick is another one. And I don't know if she's still writing. She probably is. I have to look up what Marie's been doing. She did something, she's probably still writing. I don't know if they all have a quilt theme. That's what I have to find out. She did some with a quilt theme. She did something that got picked up by Hallmark a year or two ago, maybe. Yeah, so she's fabulous. Marie is a very clever writer. So I want to get this list so that we have it. I'm putting it out on my website so that you can go and find books by, and not by, but a lot of them are by quilters. A lot of them that write quilting novel themes are quilt makers. So I need your ideas. I know a handful, I know a few, so send me down here below in the comments, list the authors that you know of that have written books with quilting in them, novels, okay? Not regular quilt books, novels. Fun stuff, fun stuff. It's great to have something a little bit different like that. Okay, our rainbow. The rainbow today, we are on Thursday. Yes. So we're doing 6. And I have not made my triangles, but I have my 6 fabrics. So like I said, my oranges, I don't have any really cute novelty, but I do have some fun bigger prints. This was from leftover from a project. And so here's one's got like some text on it. It's got leaves. So these are the ones I have. And I forgot to show you yesterday the blocks, because I put some into the panel, you know, the panel I already sewed up. So I have these crosses, and I had one with flowers on it. That may have been Victoria Finley Wolf's, and then just a basic. So I think I have, yeah, I think then the next day, tomorrow, is some more orange, and then we go into yellow. And I know I have a few novelty prints in the yellow section. So today when I do these, I am going to go through my lights, my white based or cream based backgrounds, and get ones that have other things. You'll get some fun stuff, because the other reason I need to do that is up on the wall behind me. It's my traffic jam. So I've switched the traffic jam back up there because I need to get the borders done. So let me show you what I'm doing there. So I've got this basket, which I generally keep, where are they? I keep this stack of lights so that I can just be sewing to get the border. Ta-da! Sometimes they have a right way. So like the little girl from the ballerina, she has to be right side up, no matter where she goes in the quilt. So I have the inner border to put on here, and then I've got several panels. So I need to measure what I've got going on here, how many I have, because I've just been sewing them. But the other thing is this stack got boring. I don't have a lot of selection in here right now. I'd cut up some things I was doing, but they're all, you know, like a whole stack of those. And so I need to get into the bin and get into my other squares and build up that stack, so that these panels for the border, these long, you know, this is from the traffic jam, and that's what's on the pattern, you know, I want to make them all have square triangles. So I have to get to it. I have to get that. That is a big thing for me to do today. So I have two other things before we start our list. You can start writing lists now as you're watching. If you think of an author for a quilting novel, put it down. Okay, so I looked up what this was about. I went and watched the video on the ruler that came in the Jolly box, the Sew Sampler box, because a bunch of you were like, no, it's not for machine, it's for tracing. So it's a template for tracing. So you can watch, I'll link you down here again to it. But when you take like your marker for like a wash away or an iron away marker, and you would trace your lines like this, you know, just go along. And they actually, you see these notches? If you want to buy more than one, because you're going to be doing like a whole quilt, maybe you'll be, you know, tracing one of these designs. Whoops, there you go. Tracing one of those designs on like a whole quilt, then you can actually get a couple of these, which would be more efficient to do the length. And you can just sort of lock them in place and make one long ruler. So you can do this nice soft curve. And then when you're sewing like this soft curve, you might even be able to do something very close to it with your walking foot, because that's a really gentle curve. So you just sort of be moving the quilt like this as you go along. These tighter ones you definitely will be doing with free motion. So you'll have it drawn on your quilt. You'll use something like the Frixion pen or a chalk marker that's really pointy. I mean, this you can use easy with a chalk marker, but here you need to get up, you know, you need to sort of make those dips, or, you know, or not. You could just go across and know that you're going to go up past them. But that's kind of fun. It's, if you know, a lot of times when we work on our own quilts, we're not really being able to go like a whole, excuse me, got allergies. We're not able to go the whole way across, so that's what we have to do. But I wanted to update you on that so you knew that it was not part of your regular, something you would use on your machine. Okay, friends, this is it. Wish me luck on getting the first border on this today. That is one of my goals, and I love you. Thank you for being here. Be sure you sign up, and I will see you online. Come check out my Quilt Along with Pat Sloan page. I will see you there at Facebook. Bye-bye.